Hi guys, please confirm that you can see me on YouTube. Please someone write in the Slack channel. Okay, I can see myself, so I suppose everybody can see me, so I'm gonna start slowly. Just sorry for this impromptu Q&A. Everybody who wants to watch it can watch it on YouTube later. So let's start. And we are in our headquarters. This is our conference room. Take a look at this nice logo on the wall. It's another logo of ours. The previous one was blue and white. This one is black. And I'll show you around the room. Some cool pictures on the wall. The Japanese guy is Satoshi. Okay, so let's start. We haven't done it since a month, I think, so there is a lot of questions to reply to, so let's proceed. So I scroll upwards and I reply to all the questions one by one. No censorship here, so I'm going to reply to everything. Yeah, okay. So the first question I found is a question from Wally, from a guy in Amsterdam or in Holland. I've seen him last time I was in Amsterdam, and he's very active in our community. So he's asking, how will WBTC deal with stolen BTC from the past? So the question is, how secure is our WBTC at this stage? So its security is not much stronger than the security of, for example, funds stored at Bitfinex. Yeah, so at this stage it's pretty hard to create some secure way to store your Bitcoins, because Bitcoin is limited. It has multi-signature, but it doesn't have, like very complicated multi-signature approach. So you can do something, but you can't do everything. So it depends on the way that is ingrained into Bitcoin for storage, for safekeeping. So probably at the stage we'll do our best to provide a secure cold storage for all Bitcoin funds, and it should be decentralized as much as possible. So we hope to cooperate with major exchanges that can hold some keys, multi-signature keys. But at this stage, it's very hard to create some way to store Bitcoin completely securely. So, and we didn't invent any new way to do that, because it's, as you know, it's not BitShare spec what we propose to do with WBTC. It's direct connection to store Bitcoin the way you have it in Ripple. So it's going to be stored at Coinomet service, which is being relaunched right now. And actually, Coinomet never had any issues with storing Bitcoin. It's pretty secure there. So, and in future, we'll decentralize it, and several other exchanges will be holding multi-signature keys. Another question from Rick: why is Slack not open to the public? Good idea to open it. We tried to do it several times actually, and we had some issues with trolls and with bots, but it's doable. I think we'll have to open it soon because soon many crowdfunding campaigns are going to start, and we'll have to open it to all those participants who want to be able to approach Waves community directly. It will be open, and we have to think how to limit spam, how to limit trolls, but it's doable, I think. And on the other hand, we have 2,500 members here, so it's quite a few. ICMB22 is asking, Sasha, tell us about current finances. How much are we going to spend in future? What will be after ICO fund will be empty? So as you know, we don't spend so much money. We spend around $60,000 to $70,000 per month, and at this stage we don't have a reason to spend more. We can spend more on marketing in future, but development costs something around 50K. So it can last us for years. So it's too premature to say what's going to happen when ICO funds run out, because it will happen in like 5 years maybe. Of course, we'll spend much more money on marketing, that's for sure. But it won't be like $1 million per month in any case, because you have to do it efficiently. It doesn't make sense to just, spend money and hope that people are going to use your platform. You have to be smart regarding this. You have to offer something unique, and in this case, you don't need to spend so much money on promotion. Another question from ICMP22. Could these kind of issues prevents to launch gateways? Actually, we don't have any issues. That service has been relaunched. I decided to relaunch it with its co-founder, and because it makes sense, it was a good service. It was the first instant cryptocurrency exchange. Actually, it was started before Shapeshift, and I think it will be pretty, bad to just deprecate it. So it's working, and Bitcoin Gateway is going to be implemented as a part of Coinomat service. And it's done, we're testing it, and it will be launched. Tell us about the situation about listing Waves on big exchanges. What problems do you see? As for Poloniex, I explained it many times. This is a question probably not from me. You should ask them directly. I talk to them from time to time. So we'll see if they list it. Also, we're talking to Kraken, and Kraken could list us in future. So probably we need to start activity with crowd funds, with ICOs, because we took a little too much time on developing our code base, and we lost momentum a little. I have to admit that. So now we have to revive the whole interest towards our platform, but it will happen because we have several crowd funds and we're launching major functionality such as DEX. So this is a moment to big interest in our platform now. Question from our very active member, Marusi. When will LPOS be on mainnet? We want to launch DEX, and then we'll be launching some kind of advanced algorithm. So we moved forward. So LPOS, as it was announced in the white paper, won't be realized. We'll realize something better, more efficient, and it will help keep our platform completely decentralized. Because LPOS, it's some kind of solution which is not completely decentralized. You keep around 100 nodes that control the network, and it's very hard to prove that they can't really somehow become Byzantine and attack the network. So they can connect to each other and they can actually, agree on some way to control the network. So LPOS system is not completely decentralized. It's nice and it's working in big shares, for example, but it's always better to do something, something more unique and more promising. And we have some other approach which combines Bitcoin NG with proof of stake. So it will provide a way to send very many transactions and have a very high throughput. At the same time, you won't have selected delegates nodes. So it's going to be one tier network with no nodes that have more rights than other nodes. But on the other hand, it's going to be a very fast and secure system. Question from BPRF. In light of the recent Cloudflare Heartbleed issue, is it going to be used to promote DEX like TIDEX? Probably yes, it's a good thing, of course, but everybody can use Cloudflare. It's a big problem, I think. So if you have DEX, because not our DEX setup entails a centralized server, because the matching is done in a centralized way, and the settlement is decentralized. So in principle, we could use Cloudflare also for the matching service. So this thing is of course dangerous, and you have to approach it very carefully, because if you use centralized services, you can always have issues. Another question from Min H. Tito. Marketing is crucial, and most times the execution is even more important than the business idea itself. So I would like to know about the marketing plan once DEX is out. Do you have a marketing department, or are you outsourcing? So we have both, actually. So we started to work with an American PR agency, and I don't know if I can name it. I have to think about it, actually. But they will be working on DEX promotion and on gateways promotion, because gateways will be launched before DEX. Also, we have a very strong marketing department. We can't do everything, but we can do a lot of things, because the guys who work in our team, they know crypto, and external marketing firms, they don't know crypto. So, probably they know something else. They have better connection to mainstream media, but they don't know crypto as well as we do. So we need to combine our own efforts with external efforts. And probably, guys, I don't really like when you mention that we have to hire some marketing department, because at this stage you have to realize what's going on in crypto to be effective in promotion, and external marketing firms basically have no idea. You have to cooperate with them to approach mainstream media, but you have to lead them, because they don't understand how it works and what you have to promote, actually. So only cooperating with external firms we can achieve success, I think. Another question from BPRF. Any comment about this from the Rise Bitcoin talk? Wait a little. Yeah, so basically, yes. It's a question basically about our fiat gateways. As I've told you, we are reviving the Coinomat service, and Bitcoin gateway and fiat gateway will be realized first there. And then it will be moved to another partner. It's going to be a company with a payment license in the European Union, and it will be completely compliant in Europe, and then we'll move to to US dollar probably. We need to find a way to do compliant US dollar gateway and also yuan gateway. The first two gateways are Bitcoin and Euro, and also many other cryptocurrencies such as Litecoin, for example. Litecoin is quite interesting now. They're implementing SegWit, so we want to have Litecoin gateway too. Question from Ripto, another very active member of our community. What is the big thing that nobody has ever done before in crypto? That Sasha hinted at the last Waves Weekly. So we have a couple crowd funds. We have probably more, but this is the crowd funds. I'm talking to the members of them, so I know them a little better than other campaigns. And they are crowd funds for like some kind of unusual businesses that no one has ever done as an ICO. So we're approaching like mainstream business, more or less, brick and mortar. So it's going to be interesting, guys, because I won't announce them now. Probably somebody can catch some wind, but I won't announce it now. It will be announced a little later because they're independent teams. They're just, consulting, and they're not like connected to us in any way. I'm talking to them, of course, and I'm supporting them, but probably they have to announce it on their own. I'm not in a position to announce their ICOs. But it's going to be interesting and really unusual for crypto world. Can you elaborate more on the relationship between the Waves team and Tidex? Sure, I can. Tidex team is a team who has been creating their own software for exchanges since a year probably. And I know them, and actually I decided to help them and to create an exchange that can be like a testing ground for DEX integration. And also we need a centralized exchange that can list our major assets without hassle. So people don't have to approach like bigger exchanges to ask them list Waves assets. They can just go directly to Tidex and have their assets listed. So it's a nice thing to have in the ecosystem. So we supported them since last fall, and they launched it. It's an independent team. They don't have marketing team. They're purely technical team. So we help them with marketing. We help them with support team, and we work with them. So they're independent, but pretty tightly integrated with Waves, of course, because I know them and I vouch for them. So this is important here. I vouch for Tidex. Absolutely. Question from Chris H65. Any update on the 2FA for the Lite client? It's trickier than we thought, and we have to think it over once again, because you can have some kind of unusual attacks with 2FA. We found some attacks on the algorithm that was implemented during the hackathon, and we have to think a little more about that. It's a nice thing, and we'll probably do it, but it's not so easy because on blockchain you need to find to create some trick actually, because blockchain openness prevents it from being realized in an easy way, because people can see your public factor and they can do some kind of front-running attacks. Okay, it's hard to explain in a couple of sentences. It can be done, but we have to think about it. Aquarius 777, another very active member, is asking 4 questions, actually. He wants to know the estimated time of arrival for our major features, such as DEX, LPOS, or the algo, decentralized voting, secure messaging, Scala-based smart contracts. DEX UI has been developed. You'll see it in our GitHub soon. So backend is ready. We are tweaking it a little and testing it, but it's more or less ready. So it's like not more or less, it's pretty much complete. You have to tweak a couple of things which you found during the testing, but otherwise it's good. And the thing now is to create a proper front end. We hired a new guy for this. He's been working since a week already, and we are moving quite fast with this, I think. So it's on the way, guys. Decentralized voting. Actually, a new guy is coming to our office to work with us as an intern, actually, not as a proper coder, but he's a student who is working on blockchain voting. He writes a thesis in blockchain voting. So it's interesting. He won't be, of course, creating the architecture. It's just, I'd like to tell the story because it's an interesting thing. He's a Syrian guy from Syria, actually. It's interesting. He came here to do his thesis, and he's doing a thesis on blockchain voting, and he's going to work as an intern here. And it will help us, of course, speed it up a little because the core team is focused on DEX now, but since he's here, we'll start working on decentralized voting now. And it's not so complicated because it will be done more or less the way NXT system did it. So it's going to be some kind of special type of transaction. And it's not going to be like, like in Ethereum with smart contracts, no. Because we consider it to be a core feature, and for core features, we can have special transaction types. So we'll create a special transaction for voting. And it's not so complicated, actually. And when we have this, we can use our Waves community tokens to actually approve or disapprove upcoming ICOs on Waves platform. So Waves community token is going to become quite important. Secure messaging, to be honest, we haven't started working on it yet because it would to distract us a little from what we're doing now. After DEX, we'll have a couple coders who will be coding it because we just have to realize some pretty obvious approach here to implement some ready libraries. So because we have some Signal, for example, we have a Signal protocol and it should be implemented on Waves blockchain. Smart contracts, it's a very big thing and it won't be there until probably fall this year because we have a new approach regarding this. It's something completely new. It hasn't been done in Ethereum. It's not Turing complete, but it's very useful. So it covers like 99% of all possible usages of smart contracts in blockchain. It won't be Turing complete, so you won't have issues with gas, and it's more or less Bitcoin scripting, but on steroids. Yeah, it's some new approach to classical Bitcoin scripting. It cannot be Turing complete, of course, but it can have some more flexible structure than what we have in Bitcoin now. You will be able to do lots of things like crowdfunding. 99% of basic smart contracts that you have in Ethereum, you can replicate using this approach, and it won't even require a hard fork. Actually, it will be soft fork. So it's going to be really cool, guys. But we have to work on that. The approach is quite clear, but still we need 5-6 months to implement it. Another estimated time of arrival, Aquarius is asking for is authenticated dynamic dictionaries, Bitcoin NG, pruning. After we launch DEX, we are getting down to this, to Bitcoin NG, and pruning is trickier. We don't know how to do it properly yet. I must admit, authenticated dictionaries are ready, theoretically proven, so we just have to code them into our code base. So as soon as we launch DEX, we start working on that. And when we finish this, dynamic dictionaries, some state improvements, Bitcoin NG, we are starting to implement smart contracts. Coinomet gateways, guys, they're coming. They're coming, believe me. Azure integration, yes, we are already in Azure. We are accepted. Next week we'll announce that, but we are accepted there. So they just have to publish our container in Azure platform. They have a very nice platform, by the way. So probably not everybody loves Microsoft, but they have a very nice thing now, and their approach is much better than before. So the idea with Azure is you just click a button and you have your own private testnet for Waves with like 10 nodes, for example. You don't have to configure it. You just click one button and you have a whole testnet in 10 or 20 nodes. It's very useful. Another question from Ripto. Some word on new ICOs that are lining up. Yeah, I've told you about a couple that are coming. More are on the way. Any information about Exchange Edition, specifically Kraken? I've talked to Kraken last week. Ago probably. Nice guys, actually, and we're working on integration. It's not the Polish situation, so they're like transparent and will be there, I think. Yeah, Chinese exchanges with volume. We are talking to Yuanbao, but they have some issues with new cryptocurrencies after all those events with the government. As far as I understand, they will be able to integrate new crypto easily in a couple of weeks or a month, I don't know, because it became quite calm there. But on the other hand, they still need some time to iron things out, I think. Maybe a dialogue about seeking PR marketing assistance. Yeah, we're working with PR agency. It's pretty well known in crypto. We signed up with them like last week. That's why actually we want to be present in a way in US, in one way or another. So this is the idea, to work with some US-based firm, and we are working with one actually. About Lisk, yeah, Lisk is good actually, so we'll be developing too. Yams is asking about Trezor integration. Yeah, we're working on it. We need to, so with Trezor, things like that, they are launching Trezor 2.0, so the new platform, but we still want to be integrated in current Trezor. We ordered some hardware from them, so, and we'll be there for sure. It's not so complicated, but we just have to code our own like integration with Trezor. So you have to do some hardware coding. And we have a guy who can do it in our office, and we have another guy who wants to do that. So someone is going to do that for sure. Will Koa is asking about the current status of the fiat gateways. They are coming. Fiat gateways that are going to be launched soon are Bitcoin Gateway and Euro Gateway. Do you have a legal team supporting you on being compliant with legislation for fiat gateways? Yes, we do. We are working with a company who is creating a special entity with Europe-wide finance license and they're working with lawyers, of course, for that. So our idea is to be 100% compliant with all regulations in Europe and worldwide. What is the current status of DEX backend? You can test it. It's on GitHub. There is a couple of things we should take care of now. They are still, but it's working. And the GUI is being coded. What is your opinion of the amount of nodes that would be required to be truly decentralized? So probably in current setup, we have to have like several hundred nodes, I think. There are some nodes with major stakes. Why not cap the amount of waves a single address can stake in order to stimulate putting up more nodes? This would give more stable network of nodes and more decentralization. That would give a more stable network of nodes and more decentralization. You're right, and we have some ideas about miners incentivization. I've seen a question like that somewhere here, so a little later I'll explain what that could be actually. Do you consider increasing fees to make running a node more economically feasible? Probably not at the moment. Much of the PR is Russian-oriented. Quite some tweets in Russian. Why not hire a US-oriented PR officer to gain attention in the US? I don't tweet Russian. Sometimes I retweet Russian tweets because we have some activity there too. I go to conferences and I work with universities and accelerators. I'm trying to keep it in English, of course. And we do have a US firm now. I have to ask them if we can name them actually, but probably we can. I don't think it's a problem. It's a Transform PR company, which is pretty well known in crypto. Wilco is asking, what is required to be launched on mainnet in order to start marketing the shit out of it? Okay, the hell out of it. Okay, okay. DEX would be enough, because DEX is big, and combined with fiat gateways, it's a pretty big thing. It's more or less complete infrastructure where you can deposit your fiat currency and you can trade your tokens for fiat. So DEX is enough for major promotion campaign, of course. For people to speed up development. With 30 million USD, you can easily increase your monthly burn rate a little. It's not about people actually. No, you have to realize core features, and it doesn't scale. So if you have like 20 coders who are doing the same thing, it won't help you. So we try to remain small but efficient, because just to hire like 100 coders, you have to find them. They have to understand blockchain, and not so many people understand blockchain yet, unfortunately. So it's not a matter of the number of coders you have actually. It's a matter of efficiency of your work. So you can have a small team, but it can work very efficiently. Another question from First. What is your plan if Bitcoin goes to K or higher? We'll sell some Bitcoin? Absolutely. If it goes above 2K, I will sell like most of it, I think, because it shouldn't go above 2K, in my opinion, because there is no reason for this. Maybe ETF thing can help, but I don't really believe in ETF at this stage. So, but it will climb higher, of course. I think it can be around 1,500 or so. But 2K, I'm not really sure. If it reaches 2K, I will sell. Waves No Crypto, another very active member. As DEX and Pulse are on testnet, when can we expect stuff to be tested there with GUI? So the thing is like that. We have a new coder, new front-end coder. We have GUI design. We have to do some tests, like some internal tests. So it looks solid, and we have mockups, we have a dedicated coder, so guys, it's on the way. I know the web developers are busy with the GUI stuff, but when can we expect the new team members on Waves platform website? Yeah, just it's quite easy to do. So I'll ask Carlos to add new people, and it will be done. Are all vacancies filled, or we are still looking for new people to join the team? So Scala coders, we have like 8 core team Scala coders, so it's enough for the moment. We are always open to some people who can work as blockchains efficiently. They don't have to know Scala. We are open to researchers. Just if you can code Scala, it's not enough for now. We need probably some people with very deep interest in blockchain technology and with several realized projects in their portfolio. So basically, we need very cool people now. Otherwise, we're good. Can we see another video of the team working in the new office? Haven't seen much of your new Digital October office yet. I don't know actually, because we shoot our weekly every week here. So, and it's in our office, so you can watch it. Like it's weekly. You can watch us weekly on YouTube. Sjort Kokmeyer, I hope I pronounced your name correctly, is asking what's currently happening in your office in Amsterdam. I've been in Amsterdam yesterday. I've been talking to people who want to help us with creating an investment fund for Waves. An investment fund properly registered that can invest in projects launched on Waves platform. So in tokens and also in equity. And I've been also talking to one of the ICO projects I mentioned. It's going to be related to real estate. So, and we'll be there probably. We have headquarters, Amsterdam headquarters, in one of their buildings. So something is going on, guys, and it will be announced soon. It will be announced really soon. Is Mobile Go just doing its ICO on Waves, or will it actually be operating on the Waves platform? Hard to say, because Mobile Go guys they're pretty experienced with mobile development. They have a huge, actually, mobile development company, international, like in several countries, but they're not so experienced with crypto, in my opinion. So I met last week possible ways to launch their ICO, but it's not so clear how it should be done at this stage. We'll try to offer them some way to do it, like in a way that is acceptable and in a way that is interesting for investors, because this token that they want to issue as an ICO token should be used somehow as an integral part of their platform. And since they have already a cryptocurrency, it's Gamecoin, pretty well-known cryptocurrency, they want to promote Gamecoin and they want to do an ICO. So it's a little tricky how you can combine those two things. Waves Node Crypto is asking, how about the new t-shirts? Yeah, we have the new design, and we have a prototype, so to say, this week. And if it's okay, we'll order like 200 new t-shirts, and they're better, actually, better looking and better design. So last design was nice, but the realization was not so good because you have a very big logo, and it wasn't so stylish, actually. This one should be better, so it can be, you can wear it like, your normal clothes. Let's go further. Yo-Yo Amigo is asking, keeping in mind about the partnership with Mycelium, we haven't heard much about the mobile app for Waves platform. Yeah, I think with mobile app is We probably are going to launch 2 mobile apps at the same time because we were working with our German colleagues on cross-platform application, but it took us a little too long. It's almost ready, and but we're not sure that we want to launch it as an official application because internally we have created Android application which can be launched also at the same time as the cross-platform application. So probably we have both. We can have several applications for Bitcoin, for example. It's not a problem. So we'll have 2 applications for Waves on Android and probably one official for Apple. Another question from Yo-Yo Amigo. Will more marketing be done once DEX is on mainnet? Sure, absolutely. That's why we hired Transform PR guys. Question from Ossi. Do you think that WCT was a mistake? I don't think so. No, because you have to have because we're all about tokens, so you have to have like an official community token. So, and it can't be Waves because Waves is like native token, and you have to have some like community token. I don't think it was a mistake. You can have very many ways to use it, and you can use it for many things. So I don't think it's a mistake, and I think it was quite successful because people can receive some profits already, passive income. Why not? Tessim is asking, when will crypto fund be transferred and work as asset again? So I'd like to combine it with some other activity because we want to have this investment fund, like hedge fund or okay, let's call it like VC fund that invests in tokens on Waves platform. And it would be nice to combine crypto fund with this thing. And if it's somehow not launched within like a reasonable time, crypto fund will be transferred as it is and will work on Waves. But if we could combine those 2 things, that would be awesome actually. So I'm trying to do that. Because I can see that many venture funds are like trying to launch some kind of fund that invests in tokens. Now it's a legal problem because the thing is you can't really invest in tokens because you have like some list of assets you can invest in when you are a fund. Yeah, they have to have some Bloomberg code. There have to be some restrictions on them. So it's quite tricky. So we're working on that. And if we can do that, we can combine crypto fund with the new fund, and it's going to be much more cooler. How feasible would it be to utilize a WavesCat token as a fuel in social networks sites such as Steemit? Rita is asking. Yeah, why not? Actually, we can launch this, and we are talking to a Steemit-like project that want to launch a token on Waves. So I'm not a very big fan of Steemit, actually. Okay, it's a successful platform in a way, but some things can be done better, in my opinion. So, and content distribution and journalism is very important now. You can see what's going on in the world. It's a big problem now. We need to create some new way to do journalism, actually, because nobody believes anything any longer. So you have to find some new way to distribute content, and to find some new way to trust news, actually. Another question from Rick. Many exchanges have been taking part in crowd sales and then releasing an IOU on their exchange. Has the Waves team considered becoming a gateway for new coins and become active in crowd sales? Yeah, absolutely. That's what we are doing actually now. That's what we are doing. We are a crowdfunding platform. So we are multi-purpose platform, of course, but our major current usage is crowdfunding and ICOs. That's for sure. When will the mass pay feature become usable from the light client? Good question. Good question, really. Yeah, it's working, and I've sent WCT token, for example, with mass play feature. Yeah. So mainnet release backend or the backend code, because it's not, you have it in the front end, but you don't have it in the backend. And we have this testnet release last week, and it will be replicated on mainnet next week. So next week. Derek Repo is asking about any plans to change fees. Not for now, I think. We're going to promote a new way to charge fees in assets. So we are launching some kind of custom wallet for some like organization here. It's like a political party, and they want to have some like blockchain platform for their party eventually. And the first step, they launch some kind of wallet and token with which they can incentivize their members to be more active. And it will be like completely different from Waves. So it's completely separated from Waves. It works on Waves network, but you pay fees in assets. You don't pay fees in Waves. It's a very nice way to have your own thing, complete thing, not dependent on anything else. So you just have your wallet and you can see that it runs on Waves. Yeah, because you can pay all your fees in your own token. So it's nice. We're going to promote that too. And that question about miners, we're going to incentivize miners with another asset that can be to current WCT asset. Yeah, so but it's going to be especially for miners, so they can participate in those voting process too. So I don't think that it can have any issues, like, because miners are not so numerous. You have like 100 miners, or at the moment probably have more, and we want to incentivize the current miners to mine actually, because they can't earn normal profits and fees now because we don't have so many transactions yet. But it's a normal problem with POS systems when you can't pay miners for creating new blocks, because you don't issue new coins through block creation as in Bitcoin. So this is a problem with POS, and you have to find new ways to incentivize people. So in our case, that would be some kind of new asset that can be used, that can have value, and we can pay miners with it on top of fees, of course. So in the future, when we have many transactions, when we have Bitcoin NG approach, which allows you to send like 1,000 transactions per second, mining fees in Waves can be pretty big. So what we still have some time to go, of course. It's a long road. Yeah, Victor is asking, could you explain how the GUI of the first DEX release will work? Yeah, we won't have charting, guys, right, at launch. Please cut us some slack. So we want to launch it without charts, because charting is quite complicated. As you know, by many centralized exchanges, they can't do it properly, like in years of their existence. So first version will be without charts, and the charts will be in the second version. Rick is asking, will the DEX have margin trading? No, I don't think so. It's very tricky, and actually, good question, but not at this stage, of course. I don't really like margin trading for crypto, because it's such a casino to do margin trading in crypto. So, but of course, I know there is some market for this. And the thing here is probably you can't do it in a decentralized way, because someone have to funds in this case. It's tricky. Rick is asking another question. Can you explain the counterparty risk of gateways and how that risk can be mitigated if a gateway stops accepting their IOUs? It's just a normal thing. In this way, you don't invent anything new. You just use traditional approach towards payment systems. Yeah, it's like a question: what happens if PayPal stops accepting their IOUs? The same thing. Yeah, because it's like we use blockchain as the new like sorry, some Wi-Fi problem. Probably you lost me for a while, but I'm back on track. So I continue. Counterparty risk. Yeah. So at this stage, we don't invent anything new. Counterparty risk is the same as it has always been, but we and I have some ideas about stable coins. So like algorithmically stable coins, not like stable through some gateways, but algorithmically stable in Ethereum sense. Any idea what has caused the spike in transaction volume from January to February? Yeah, we have more transactions now. I think some people use it for storing hashes. Actually, I don't know for which, but looks like we're being used for data storage now. Samurai 6 is advising not to mention any exchanges if you have NDA. Okay, I mentioned Kraken. We are talking to them. Shapeshift. I talked to Shapeshift last week, and we'll integrate them in our wallet, like a simple way to exchange Bitcoin to Waves. And they will integrate us in Shapeshift. Any updates on working with Nshares or Komodo? Nshares guys want to create some inter-blockchain protocol, and I fully support that idea, but I don't know the details yet, actually, because in my opinion, it's not so easy. But it has to be done, of course, yeah, because in Ethereum, they have a standard for token EC something, I forget. Probably you also can create some kind of, inter-ledger protocol for tokens. That would be awesome. Komodo guys, we're not working with them yet, but I'm ready to discussion, of course. AD4M is asking when someone does ICO and he will give you shares for your services, will those services also include legal advices? Actually, we can connect you to all the lawyers we are connected to. So of course, yes, yeah, we can discuss that, sure. Yeah. Sorry guys about the echo thing. I should have told it before because yeah, it's a small room here, so probably the echo is because of that. Okay, I'll just finish it now. Can you say more about your main promotional campaign? It's going on, guys. Because we're doing promotion all the time. So don't think that we're not promoting and we totally forget about promotion. No, it's not like that. The more functionality we have, the stronger our promotion is. Question about Light Client not showing recent transactions. It's weird. I have to check that. So please send me some screenshots or describe it in more detail in a direct message to me. Are there additional Byteball drops in the future? Yeah, as far as I understand, yes. But Paul from Bitpanda is doing this actually. So as you probably know, I don't try to be involved in that process deeply. So, but as far as I understand, yes, you have to sign some message once a month, and you get some profits from buying calls. Crowd sale, something like Kickstarter. Yes, we are working on that. So it's going to be like a project which is supported by Waves. Eventually, it's going to be a third-party project. But now, for now, we are launching it. We're launching this project like Kickstarter on tokens under our control. Another question from Samurai. When can we expect to have a full usable version of Waves platform? Good question. So in my opinion, Waves platform 1.0 should include DEX, some kind of scalability approach like Bitcoin NG, and authenticated dictionaries, and that should be Waves 1.0. And after that, we'll have smart contract functionality. But smart contracts should be in the new version of Waves, because the first version should include everything that you need to do with tokens. And that includes DEX and gateways, but it shouldn't include privacy or any kind of smart contracts. So estimated time of arrival for full version of Waves platform, guys, yeah, guys, because in this setup, we have it almost done. So as soon as it's ready, we are focusing on smart contracts because it's very important. You have to have some smart contracts functionality to be really usable, because smart contracts attracts coders, because coders want to code. And in Ethereum, they go to Ethereum and they can code. This is very important. So for community building, and we need to have some kind of smart contracts functionality, but it should be done in a more promising, in my opinion, way than in Ethereum, because in Ethereum it's more or less like test environment still. Question from Global Work, and two last questions, guys, because yeah. What do you think about rebuying Waves on the dips and pay dividends to the loyal Waves holders? Quite tricky to realize, because you have to be a trader for this. We have to have some dedicated trading team that trades Waves. It's kind of weird a little. Any news about mobile applications? Yeah, soon, guys. So just let me. Yeah, actually, someone wrote me about the light client thing, that it really exists. So I look into it, guys. So, yeah. So let's wrap it up. I hope I answered to most of your questions. Actually, I answered to all the questions in front of me. But if there is some questions, ask me. I'm always on Slack. So it was nice talking to you. Soon we'll have more news. Stay tuned. Ride on Waves, guys. Thank you.